So today's message, today's lesson, today we're talking about relationships. Someone once said that heaven or hell on earth can be defined and seen in the faces of those relationships that mirror us. I find that to be very true. When I look around the room, I think I know just about every one of you. In very, very touching levels, very deep, very personal ways. I know because you've opened yourself to me. You've exposed yourself, let down your walls, and said, hey, here's who I am. These are the things I'm working through, and these are the things that I'm celebrating, and these are the things that I want to do tomorrow. And I've said wholeheartedly, cool, how can I help? And then seeing other folks from this very room rally around you also and say, cool, how can I help? And then I've seen you rally around them and say, how can I help you? Wow. And also I've had life experience that wasn't quite that way. That the people who were in my world felt like I had to armor myself up just to say hello. I don't know if any of you have had that experience, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, but I think you have. The amazing thing about relationships, like we saw from the skit, is when we take away the judgment aspect. The one angel loved the little soul enough to go through this whole human experience just so that little soul could understand love. That's a pretty easy concept for us, but the other little soul, the other angel, was willing, loved the little soul enough to be her bad guy, to show her what all these other words meant. When soul number two, when angel number two was in human form, it would be easy from a human perspective to say, this person, this is a bad guy. This isn't good for me. I don't like this. But instead to see it from this perspective, potentially, that second angel demonstrated even more love for the little soul than the first one, because the first one had a pretty easy assignment. I'm here to show you love. I'm loved by nature. This is an easy one. Sometimes it's the people who come into our lives who challenge us, who bring us those negative experiences, that when we get all the way through this life experience and we're on the other side in pure spiritual form, and we see those souls, at that point we'll be able to look them in the eye, for lack of a better term, but we'll be able to connect with their soul and say, you loved me enough to bring me that experience. That wasn't easy for you. And we can look at other folks in our lives that we know that we're basically good people, and we know that we strive for good things. And there are some people in our lives at different points, different parts of our journey, that didn't bring out the good things in us. I didn't like who I was in this relationship, or I didn't like what came out of me in this friendship. And I can learn from that so I don't repeat it. I am nowhere near as bad a guy as I used to be. I am also nowhere near as good a guy as I intend to be. But I'm somewhere in that journey. And it's only through the faces, through the souls, through the emotions of other people that I connect with, do I get little mile markers of my journey to see where I'm at. Our relationships become a mirror into our soul. They become a compass that can guide us to things are getting not as good as they used to be, or things are getting better than they used to be, and I can tell that by those I'm connected with. So can you. So can you. One of the main things when we feel hurt, and we've all felt hurt, we all have different relationships that we've struggled with in our lives, and some of them right now, tug at our chest, tug at our heart. We talk about things like forgiveness. Forgiveness is a key thing, but forgiveness is a step in the journey. It's not the destination. How many folks got to forgiveness and it wasn't enough, the hurt was still there? Right? Now if we can look at the example of the little soul, we see that forgiveness is such a watered down version of enlightenment. When we see there was nothing to forgive. And when we have been that angel number two for someone else, when we've been their bad guy, there was also nothing to forgive. There was some part of us, some part of our soul, of our life journey, of our purpose, a millisecond of our dharma that was to bring to this person an experience, or for this person to bring to us an experience. And they did it masterfully. Masterfully. One of my favorite quotes says, "The human species is unique to this planet for its ability to learn through the experiences of others. It is equally as unique for its apparent disinclination to do so." About that. We can learn from our good experiences. We can learn from our negative experiences. We can learn from our relationships the things that make us feel good, and we can learn from our relationships the things that don't make us feel good. We can learn from all of that. How amazing is that? Now, how amazing. How amazing. But the neat part is, the kind of caveat to the whole thing is you get to choose your relationships on every single level. You get to choose which you shows up to anything. Inside of every phone call, every listening to my intuition, if I need to reach out, I need to call this person or talk to this person or swing by and stop by and say hi. Part of it is putting the action behind it and doing it. The other part of you is which you shows up. Do you show up first by introducing your baggage? Hi, how you doing? This is Samsonite. Hold on, I'm gonna run out the truck. I got a little more. Yeah, that's what's going on with me right now. And then I got some of this. You know, do we introduce our luggage first, or do we show up? Sam, I'm just me. What's going on with you? How can I help? How can I help? And how can you help me? Yeah, we've got some baggage. It's right there. It's probably not going anywhere until I want it to. We can choose. We have only so many hours in the day. You can spend time with, connect with, people who just put their thumb on your head and squish you down and make you fight with everything you got just to stand back up. Or you can choose to surround yourself with folks who have under each arm, going, wow, this is a whole bunch easier than it used to be. And then we can take turns going, you know, that felt so good. I see you slouching. Come here, my dear. Lift you up too. It's a team sport. You choose who you spend your time with. You choose if you're going to dwell on the baggage or if you're going to show up. You choose if you're going to spend time with the folks who make you feel good or the folks that squish you down. All of it, though, is a game. It's all a game. Look at this for just a second. From the skit performance, we're all angels in disguise. We're all angels in disguise for each other, like a big costume party that we're all taking part of together. We want, like in school, for someone to give us a test, give us a final, give us a grade, and then we can move on. The interesting thing with life is you decide when each chapter is over and when you want to keep rereading the same chapter with new faces, with new players. We can keep reliving yesterday, or we can move forward into tomorrow. We can do that. It's not ordained by God that you shall suffer and endure, that you are bad. I don't believe any of that. I don't. I look around the room, I see angels. Everybody on different parts of their own spiritual journey right now. Different people with things that they need, and other folks with a desire to fill a need. It's like looking out, seeing a table full of jigsaw puzzle pieces. Saying, oh, if you only knew that you had that little part right here that's going to fit right into your little part right there emotionally. Oh, but gosh, you've got the piece that you need, and you've got the piece that he needs, and you've got the piece that she needs. Well, in an organization like this, in a family like this, we get together and say, where's your puzzle piece, where's mine? Let's see how it fits together. Let's see how it fits together. Now, if there's people in your life, if there's relationships in your life that you don't like right now, that they're showing you something that you don't like, the first thing I would encourage you, I would ask you, I would plead with you to do, is to see them first from the little soul in the sun perspective. that they loved you enough to bring you this experience. There's nothing to forgive. Whatever it was they were there to teach you, they taught you masterfully in a way that no one else on this planet could. And it probably wasn't easy for them to do it. Probably wasn't easy for them either to do it. Just like when you look back at the times in your life that somebody brought out something negative in you, it wasn't easy for you to be their bad guy. But you did it. You poked their buttons in a way that was masterful. There is no need of a forgiveness of self or a forgiveness of other, although that's a step in the journey. It can get us there. But it's not the end game. The end game is to see past the disguise. We all take off our masks and say, I was your angel, you were my angel. That's cool. Now, on the life experience end, to understand that you have the power to continue any of these relationships on their current course as long as you'd like. You have that power. If you say, I feel kind of lonely, look around. There's a room full of folks who say, no, you're loved. You're loved by default. You're accepted beyond measure. You are supported beyond your dreams. Right here. Right here. You want a friend? You got a room full of them. You got a room full of them. Folks with pom-poms sitting at their feet, ready to shout and to cheer and to give you whatever you need along your journey. Show of hands, who in the room wants to see, is pulling to see anyone in this room fail? That's kind of what I thought. Maybe I'm psychic. Maybe I know you. Now, who in the room is happy, delighted, overjoyed to celebrate as any person in this room achieves, accomplishes, understands something that they've always wanted to? Without question. You see how quick those hands went up? I'm not speaking for you, you're speaking for yourselves. Wow. Now, you get to choose whether this is just a Sunday thing. After we get done here, we go out there and we have some brunch. Maria makes some great food, and we get to know each other, and we hang out, and we have a good time. It's up to you if you want to say to somebody else, dude, what's your number? Can I call you this week? What do you like to do? You like going for a walk on the beach? Cool, me too. You want to go for a walk on the beach? I'd like to get to know you better. How about you? You go for a motorcycle ride? What do you like to do? You know, something just tells me there is something in my life that you could help me with. I don't even know what it is. But you want to come spend a couple hours at my place and help me try to figure it out? Or maybe there's something I really feel like there's something that we've got for each other. I don't know what it is, but maybe there's something in your world that would be a whole bunch easier if I helped you out with it. Think of it just like this for a moment, right? Who knows someone and that you go over to their house and this someone has a kid? Any of your friends have kids, right? Okay. Now when you go over and you see the friend and you see the kid, say, hey kid, how you doing? What's new with you? Da, da, da. Imagine if you took just a moment and walked inside the world of that kid. Will you show me your room? Cool, let's go. What's going on in here? Oh, wow, what's that on the wall? What's this? What's that mean? And took a vested interest inside of their world. Not just inside of their life, how you doing, what's new with you, da da da. But you walked into their world for just a moment. Opened your heart and spent a little time just looking around. And as you looked around, if there was something that they did that you wanted to congratulate them for, that you wanted to support, to love, to get your pom-poms for, that you would. And if there was something that maybe they'd struggled with for a very long time, that gosh, you could fix just like that, then you take the time to do it. Now, how honored would you feel if somebody in this room cared enough to take a walk inside your world for a couple hours? Show me your world. Show me your world and let me see. Let me get to know you better just by walking into your world for a minute. If there's something there that you've done that we can celebrate with you, gosh, where's my pom-poms? And if there's something there that you need some help with, can I lend you a hand? You can do this with a group full of folks who love you by default. So if there's any area of your life that your relationships are showing you that need a little work, give it a little work. If it's simply a decision that I'm done with this, now I want that experience. Cool. But more than anything else, see past the disguise on this costume party that we call life. See past the disguise into the real core, the soul, the angel that loved you enough to give you any experience that they did in a masterful way. And realize, remember, that you have the choice of how you spend your day and who you let into your world. If you're taking applications for a best friend, there's a room full of folks saying, where do I turn mine in? This is a team sport, and I'm really glad I'm on your team.